let's move on to discuss. You guys watched Finding Dory.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what the internet rating was. What is your rating of 4 out of 10?
Well, as far as I remember on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, it was in the 90s.
Yeah. But the critic scores were quite low, I believe.
I didn't check the critics, but look,
it seems like the critics don't know what they're doing at the moment.
They're pretty hitting the floor on
that. That movie, not even talking about a CG side. They don't even talk about the fact that what we know.
Completely ignoring the visuals of this movie, just purely the story. It was.
It's I can't explain it's Pixar. It's it's Wall-E vibes, you know.
Yeah, it was a very heartwarming story. And at no point, the thing is, you in the first one you really cared about Nemo and you really wanted them to find Nemo, and but then it's this one you really wanted Dory because she's looking for her parents, and this one you really wanted to find her parents, and then they're looking for Dory at the same time. It's a very sad, heartwarming story.
This one was far more emotion driven.
Oh yeah, very emotion.
The first one was Find Nemo, but it was more of like an adventure. Those couple sad moments. This one was extremely emotionally driven because it was her,
and with very emotional moments with moments of comic relief.
Yeah,
brief.
We're gonna remember she has flashbacks.
Yeah.
So what she's trying to say is, once again, it's not a film that's just for kids.
No,
it's for adults.
It's for adults. I mean, me and Warren being in our 20s watching this movie, I didn't sit there and go, oh, this is a total kids movie. Like when we saw Angry Birds, we're like, this is not a movie for kids. Like we were laughing, kids didn't get any of it. So, it didn't go that far into the spectrum. Like this is a cartoon movie for adults or that kids don't understand, but it was perfect. Adults
the thing is, the way they set it up, the emotion parts, she had flashbacks often. So you'd see baby Dory, which is probably the cutest fish
cutest fish
created,
ever seen.
By the way. Obviously the way they set it up, color-wise, music-wise, everything, you can feel the emotional moment. So the kids will understand there's an emotional, sad moment.
Thing, yeah.
But what they touch on, the topics they touch on, you only understand as an adult. Because she's trying to find her parents because
she lost her memory and she drifted away.
Yeah, she's convinced. She convinced herself kind of that they
don't exist.
Left. They kind of left her. Yeah. But then as the movie goes, you realise that's not the case at all. It's just a series of circumstances that caused where it is.
Mm.
And then while she's trying to find the parents, you find out the parents are still trying to find her. And and then you got Nemo and his father trying to find Dory at the same time. And in the midst, they make new friends, find new people.
Hank,
new characters.
Hank the octopus, which is the most. Going on to a technical side.
Yeah.
We and him do this as a career. We don't know how they did it.
We don't know how they built the octopus.
We don't know how they booked the octopus.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. But we just know they did it and
then if you go into the CG side of it, it's just...
from a CGI perspective, the lighting is ridiculous. I mean, Pixar built their own volumetric light system for it. The sand in it, that short...
Yeah, the Pixar's a short before all the movies, a little quick animation. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. But it was about a baby bird who was on the beach.
Cutest bird you've ever seen.
Yeah, these beach birds go collect snails, if you want to put it that way. Collect snails as the tide washes away.
Yeah.
So this bird has to learn to now go to the water, but he's afraid of the water. And it's a little story. That sequence alone, just that before the movie began was...
It said it was pretty much this is how good this movie will look, and it looked fantastic. I mean, it actually looked the first Finding Nemo, looked real, but it didn't look fantastic. Nemo.
Yeah, not Mimo.
Whatever.
That's a pizza joint.
Nemo. Okay, fuck you. First Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked real, but it didn't really look ultra realistic. This was if you showed me a picture of this, I would have gone that's a picture of the ocean. That's how far they pushed it.
Yeah.
It's
Look,
really...
I didn't watch Finding Dory because I fell asleep twice watching Finding Nemo, but that was because it was so late at night. I think I once went with Warren. I think it was midnight screening. we went to midnight screening.
I don't remember, maybe.
And I fell asleep, and then I tried to watch it again at home, and both times fell asleep. So I wasn't really up for the film.
No, the film it's really good. It's really definitely worth the percentage that it got on Rotten Tomatoes. Never mind the critics. The critics have, in the end, it's personal taste. But as far as we're concerned, it was really good.
So what was your score out of 10, Alex?
8 out of 10, definitely.
Yeah, 8.5, 9, somewhere there.
8.5, 9. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So 8.5.
No, 8.5 to 9.
2.9.
Alright, let's move on to the next topic.
We still got 5 minutes.
Okay. Next topic we're going to move on to then would be which one you want to discuss next, Central Intelligence or Tarzan?
I think it's less to talk about with Tarzan.
Yeah, so Central Intelligence.
No, Tarzan because we have less time.
Tarzan, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Tarzan. Still haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the mood to watch it after seeing the trailer, so go for it.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's around the world already. I assume it is.
Yeah.
Look, we said it in the.
To say the critics gave it a 6.8.
That's a bit generous.
Yeah, look, when we saw the trailer, we said the same thing. One, it didn't make sense,
No.
like where these animals came from and what he can do. Watching the movie, less stuff made sense. It's a popcorn flick, really.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it less than I did Independence Day. I suppose because I kind of went in hoping for more. Then Independence Day, I knew what I was gonna get.
We also found that there were so many errors with the physical movie. Like there was so much stuff wrong. Like there's one scene where he jumps on a vine to jump on a train, and this vine is first of all 40 miles long.
Yeah.
Defies gravity and somehow can change its length dynamically. And we're sitting there this makes no sense.
Yeah.
There were scenes that were just made no sense. They were just there.
They just threw things together.
Pretty much
Fill the gap.
No, fill in the gap and Margot Robbie screen time essentially.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We discussed it after when we walked out of the movie. Look, I can't remember the main guy's name, the main actor, but he's from True Blood and stuff. So I said to him, the True Blood fans...
Alex something or another.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, Skarsgård. Sounds like such a cartoon name. Gamer's name. But he's from True Blood.
Yeah.
So I said the True Blood fans, I enjoyed True Blood, especially not the later seasons, but I enjoyed it. The fans will go watch it for him.
Yeah.
He's a good looking guy. He's well built. He looks good in this movie. He looks really good, so the girls will enjoy it. For most guys that don't care about Tarzan, they'll go watch it for Margot Robbie, even though there's not really much
of her in it.
Yeah, there's her face, smiles, seeing her cry, whatever the case is, and then they kiss or whatever.
But it was just so disjointed as a movie.
Samuel Jackson was hardcore comic relief.
Yeah.
One-liners.
All he was.
That's what he did. I don't know if you're going to watch it.
No, I'll wait for it to come on TV.
I don't get how all of a sudden he can talk to animals.
Every animal. It doesn't matter. Crocodiles,
yeah,
birds,
so he's
lions,
pretty much
buffalo. He's just he walks up.
Yeah, in a sense.
He can swing.
Yeah, it made no sense. There's a section where he's tied up by the neck and he starts growling weirdly. And then these crocodiles start coming. I'm like,
but first of all,
could he talk to crocodiles?
All, the crocodiles were at a dock. An actual populated dock, and they were just sort of sitting there. I'm just like, there's no fucking way the crocodiles would be there.
Yeah.
The white people would have killed all the crocodiles. They wouldn't have been there. It made no sense.
So there's ostriches all
Why
over.
are the white people always killing everyone?
Yeah.
And there's
the ostriches out of the blue. You know in Jurassic Park where those little things are running from the T-Rex?
Yeah.
They basically have that with ostriches.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the Gallimimus.
Yeah, they go... And they're like, what's happening? And then you see the T-Rex coming through a trees.
Yeah. Yes.
They basically had that concept with ostriches.
There were so many parts in that. There was one part where one of the tribes who hate Tarzan because Tarzan killed the brother. Then they meet
the son,
the
only son of the king.
only son. And then they meet up and they're kind of like, sorry. And they're like, okay, cool, we're friends now. We're best friends.
They have a fight scene.
For literally a minute, and then okay, we're friends now. We're best friends.
Basically, once
no hard blood.
Once Tarzan kind of admits he was a wild child, because he lived with apes, they kind of agree and cool, and that was anyway. And I don't know. I'm trying to think what else there was that didn't work out. Some of it seemed rushed. Especially the end fight scene with the king.
Well, I suppose they had to rush it because now they just came out with the Jungle Book and they had to come up with something.
But that's my point. There was an elephant sequence.
There was an elephant sequence that was
basically Jungle Book.
Of Jungle Book. Yeah.
Same concept of what the elephants do and did.
Yeah.
And but the point was, it has nothing to do with Jungle Book. They shouldn't have rushed it.
Yeah. So it was just
the cram story. In the end, we watched it. It's not like we wasted our time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, I guess, worth it.
I'd give it a 5. Middle of the road. Yeah.
5.
The
if it wasn't for Margot Robbie, a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was no Margot Robbie, then it would have been a fucking 1. I wouldn't have watched it.
Alright, let's move on to the next topic.